And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 1252. Today is Wednesday, November 20th, 2024, and I'm King here to bridge the gap between the community and crypto every day, Monday through Friday at 10-ish. And today's top stories, holy smokes, there's a lot. I got a lot to cover today. I'm going to be running through them. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF options see unheard of. $1.9 billion traded on first day. MicroStrategy increases note sales to $2.6 billion for Bitcoin purchases. Logan Paul faces allegations of undisclosed crypto promotions. Savvy meme coin trader makes $988,000 in 3 hours despite rug pull. FDIC chair architect of Operation Choke Point 2.0 Martin Grunberg to resign January 19th. California judge rules DAO members liable under partnership laws. And Smithsonian to display IRS laptop that tracked Bitfinex's $120,000 or 120,000 stolen Bitcoin. Wow. But first and foremost, of course, let's go ahead and take a quick look at these prices and see what's going on today. Speaking of which, where are the prices? I pulled it up, but I'm not seeing it. This is crazy. This is madness. Let me share this price screen. There it is. All right. There it is. I'm not sure what happened to it. All right, Bitcoin is coming in hot. The five hottest rappers are Dylan, and Dylan Fire. I tell you, $94,297 all-time high, up 2.4%. Ethereum is at $30,116. I'm just saying the words are wrong because the change is right in front of me. $3,103, down 0.17. That quick was just up, but just down. Number 4, Solana at $238, down 1.02%. Number 7, Dogecoin at 39 cents, up 0.06%. Number 10, Tron at 19 cents, down 1.48%. Fear and Greed Index is at an 84. Woo! Should be like at a 94 almost. Bitcoin dominance at a 59.64. And Ethereum dominance is actually slipping. If you notice, a few days ago, it was at 13%. Today is at 11.96%. I think that dominance is going to continue to slip as these Ethereum killers keep getting momentum and as the price of Bitcoin keeps pumping per usual. So those are your prices on the day. Let me go ahead and look at this. Was I doing a screen small? I did the screen small again. Let me bring it back up. All right, really quick shout outs. Go ahead and say what's up, though, in the chat. Oh my goodness, I never saw this name, so I might be pronouncing it wrong, but I'm gonna do it right. Pardon me, I smacked the mic. Hymotopasis. You got to pronunciate that for me. Hymotopasis. Welcome to the show. Memories of Mike, Tay Lee, TL. Super Mario, Magnolia Pelican. My words are all off today. Wisdom Bars, JB, Janine Hayes. This is Bitcoin's all-time high. I don't have FU money, but I'm coming in late today money. Listen, hey, I don't have FU money either, people. I've been spending my Bitcoin for years. You know that. I don't have any Bitcoin money for that matter, but I definitely have. I'm coming in late or not coming in whenever I want to for forever. If I were to have any. What's not to be happy about, people? Bitcoin is an all-time high, $94,000. What up, though, Credit K? And listen, here's the great stuff right here. It's not even the end. The altcoins are going to have a super cycle as well. So even if you don't have your whole Bitcoin, you're not getting that 94K, you can sprinkle a little bit into one of these altcoins and get you a few Satoshis back. So it's all good. Let me go ahead and get this show rolling. There's a lot of news to cover. I'm going to try to cover it quickly. Today is a long day. I just got off with an amazing shoot yesterday back in SD. I was in San Diego for the day. Beautiful. I miss living in San Diego. It was great. But let's go ahead and get to it. BlackRock is in the news. BlackRock Bitcoin ETF options see unheard of $1.9 billion traded on first day. That's right. Bloomberg's senior ETF analyst Eric Balchunas said $1.9 billion is unheard of for day one as a debut for options of BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF saw a huge value. So again, if you have not been in the loop, one of the reasons why the price is actually still pumping up just outside of the norm is, of course, where the Bitcoin ETFs, which pumped the price. And then if you remember a few weeks ago, they said, hey, why stop at ETFs when we can do ETF options? Right now, a part of this, I think they were trying to ETF everything initially. Hey, let's do Ethereum ETF, a Solana ETF. I think they ran into a little bit of a roadblock as regulators like, come on, like knock it off. We can't do a Dogecoin ETF right now. Like knock it off. So they're like, all right, what else do we have? All right, we can't just do ETFs. ETF options. We got ETF options, derivatives on derivatives, paper on paper. We can have the options of the ETF, of the futures, this Bitcoin on futures of derivatives. I should wear my white shirt so I can be Kramer today, okay? Where's my got it? I got the Rubik's cube. This is what I got in Malaga. I got this in Rome. This stuff, different stuff. I don't know. Gotta do my Jim Cramer today. Here's the thing. This is good in the short term as far as pumping the price, which you all want to see. We're about to hit 100K. It's happening faster than what we even thought. If you remember, I'm still kind of on target, but I didn't think it was going to happen to the end of this month after Thanksgiving. And then as we went into Christmas, the first couple of weeks, it's happening early. It looks like we're going to hit that 100K. Here's the thing though. First of all, as cool as this headline is, it was one of the reasons why I'm not going into the story. And they know this too over there at Bloomberg. I've already shown you how they're doing these crazy numbers. All right. There wasn't $1.9 billion of ETF options traded on the first day, technically. All that happened is that BlackRock just said, hey, all this money we've already made in ETF options, plus all the money we made in technology and steel for the quarter, we're going to, we are going to make a news headline today when we make all this assets. We're going to make $2 billion of assets under management, essentially $1.9 billion of assets under management. And we're just going to redirect them to Bitcoin ETF options. Like, flip of a switch. We're going to do a couple clicks, and boom, all that money's in ETF options. Now, here's what gets interesting, what they aren't reported on, which we probably wouldn't even know unless we did some deep diving. And that's, does it stay over there? Did you just switch $1.9 billion of ETF options for the headline? Or are you actually going to keep it in there for 24 hours? Because I bet your ass they probably just did it to do it. And then they was like, all right, let's not get crazy. This was real some of it back in. Or if they are keeping it in there and they're not keeping it in there long, they're doing it to get this nice little pump. They're going to play the market. They're probably playing the futures game right now. They're going to margin. They're longing some things, and then they're going to short it. So you better believe me. I didn't think it's going to happen to 120 to 140K, but we might actually get a nice little dip after 105, 106, because you remember 10% now, like almost officially right now, 10% will become $10,000 when we're at 100K. 10% right now is already like 8K, 7K. And we can do 10% twice, 3 times in a day. So you're literally saying, hey, we can wake up at 90K, 95K, and we can go to sleep at 86. We can wake up at 105. We can go to sleep at 82. We can wake up at 120. We can go to sleep at 88, at 74. Like, these numbers and volatility is about to happen. We're getting there. So again, it's a cool story to see. Happy to see it. Headline. Thank you, BlackRock, for the headlines. But let's not be fooled about what's actually going on here. All they're doing is just literally rebalancing funds that they already have. It's not like they're getting new money coming in. So I think this is, and this is going to be kind of like the theme of the day in the stories. Like, you can't blame the scammers and all the bad actors in this space when the bigger actors that are being supported by the government are doing the same things. And then I'm talking about BlackRock. They're a bigger actor. They're claiming to do things above board. They're not, though. The fact that they even got the Bitcoin ETF says that they're not, since they get ETFs when no one else does throughout the years. But this, to me, like, the games they're playing on the back end is like going to add fuel to the fire of the games we're going to see in the front end. And this is why it's going to be the Wild West, because when the Trump administration comes in, they're going to be like, well, we can't prosecute our friends over at BlackRock who helped us win this election, even though we know they're doing illegal shit. But because of that, we also won't be able to prosecute this high schooler that's over here scamming everybody and stealing crypto either, because we can't do it to BlackRock publicly either. So I think we're going to see this Wild West really take off. But again, this is option contracts on BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF. I can't believe I'm saying that. Options contracts on BlackRock spot Bitcoin ETF. Hilarious. Oh, man. Whatever. Could you imagine that everybody was just buying Bitcoin? The iShares Bitcoin Trust saw almost $2 billion in total exposure traded, which may have helped push Bitcoin to its new high of over 94,000. Final tally of IBIT's first day of options is just shy of $1.9 billion in notional exposure traded via 354,000 contracts. Bloomberg ETF analyst James Seifert reported on November 20th. These options were almost certainly part of the move to the new Bitcoin all-time high today, he added. Let me see. I'm trying to go through this really quick to see if they're actually going to say how this is rebalanced. And it's not. No, it's not. It's not. They're not going to say it. Like I said, oh, here we go. As traders buy these options, market makers buy the spot ETF to hedge the trade, he said. The result is huge net buying of the ETF that causes huge net buying in spot Bitcoin. And again, people, you really think there's traders, plural traders out here making $1.9 billion in ETF option moves when these same traders don't even know how to trade the actual crypto market, which is why they're doing it on the traditional side with it. People, it didn't go like that, okay? Like literally, like I said, they just took all the ETFs they had and they just swapped them over to ETF options. So cool story, but again, to me, this is kind of market manipulation because like it's yes, you're doing it, but it's like, come on, you're not really doing it. Like I don't know, like I'm trying to think of a good metaphor, but it's just like I don't do sneaky and shicey things like this, so I can't come up with one off the top of my head. But that's all it is. Regardless, good to see that it's pumping the price of Bitcoin. Stan, thank you for the tip. Stan said, "Does the channels have any updates on El Salvador economy during this bull run?" So I've seen a couple of stories come out. They're mostly just doing a victory lap right now. There are a few other countries actually working with them and looking at El Salvador to how they became and doing what they're doing, but honestly, is for people who are in this space is nothing novel. But again, this is the cool part to where you all are starting to see it in 2024, years after being in this space for some of you. We are still at the beginning, right? We are at the beginning. They're just now talking about governments having this as a reserve currency. So we are just now at the beginning. All right, MicroStrategy is also in the news. They said, hey, BlackRock will not be the only one with a headline. We want a headline too, and we want to push this price to 100K. This is probably a part of the reason as well. MicroStrategy increases note sales to $2.6 billion for Bitcoin purchases. That's right. MicroStrategy upsizes its note sale to $2.6 billion to fund Bitcoin purchases, boosting confidence in Bitcoin's price, reaching the $100,000 milestone. My thing is all this is good, but this is only being used as an investment vehicle from the institutions right now. I think this will be one of the things that may cause it to dip. Like crazy retracement is because they're not lauding the technology. It's so unfortunate to see this when you're talking about Bitcoin specific because they're still only looking at this like, hey, this is a great investment vehicle. People are making money. And this is like, do you know how much money people are really going to make if you actually start using it as a technological vehicle? If you actually say, hey, not only are we going to have $1.9 billion of Bitcoin ETF options, we're going to make sure we have a wallet for everyone who has any type of money or capital in this portfolio. We're going to make sure they have a wallet. Just that alone, making sure they have a wallet, they have access to their own Bitcoin, it will pump the price. But what it wouldn't do is pump the actual or the underlying prices for the BlackRocks, for the grayscale Bitcoin, the ARK, and all that good stuff. They want to get their capital. So I think that's probably why we're doing it backwards. But regardless, it's cool to see as well. MicroStrategy, these are all base hits. They're putting $2.6 billion from senior convertible notes at a 0% interest rate to buy more Bitcoin. And again, these are the games institutions can play. You have to love, because you all imagine if you could say right now, hey, I'm going to leverage. I mean, I guess technically there's a way to do it if you actually were to sell it almost, but it's almost this is that what we learned about the monster on Jekyll Island or whatever. These are the IOUs, the debt and the assets they're writing on the same page. It's almost saying like, hey, I'm willing to put up my house, my car, and all my assets so I can start switching this into Bitcoin, but I'm going to do that at 0% interest. And the buyback or the payback date can be in 30 or 40 years. Could you imagine if you're allowed to do that? Like you could essentially bet your whole entire life in savings, get the Bitcoin and keep everything you have, and then stall out until after your death to pay it back if you go in debt. That's essentially what Michael Saylor is doing right now. He's essentially saying, hey, I'm going to bet my entire company and all this other stuff, convertible notes and blah, 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 to buy more Bitcoin at this 0% interest. However, all this goes bad, I won't have to pay it off in the next 3, 5, even 10 years, 15. The way he probably has this written up, my company will pay this back in the next 50 to 100 years. If I'm dead, oh well. My company goes under, so what? But while we're doing this, the money's here for Bitcoin. And all you have to do on the back end is just pay the government. Again, these are things I know now. I didn't know when I first started, but I do understand and see how they're making these plays and moves now. And again, hand clap, it bolsters the market. They get their capital and they make investors happy. However, when it comes to what's actually going on, it's just like it's a bunch of fake movements, a bunch of derivatives, it's a bunch of borrowing of money you don't even have, it's a bunch of paper money. And again, this is what's about to dilute the market. And the whole time, which makes it even crazier, is that they're getting a real asset, that being Bitcoin, and they're essentially trading in nothing, a convertible note on the company. Come on, people, listen to me right now. A convertible note on a company in one hand, or Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency that only one user who has a private key can access. Hey, I'll give you a million of these convertible notes. Let me go ahead and get some of that real stuff over there. Let me get some of that algorithmic stuff over there, that digital gold. I'll take that. So that is essentially what's happening here. And again, shout out to Michael Saylor for pimping the government and other institutions for seeing this. And they're not seeing that yet. They aren't seeing it. They're saying, oh, his company's going up the stock market, convertible notes, we get the blah, blah, blah. And Michael Saylor the whole time is like, hey, y'all can do whatever y'all want with this paper right here. I am going to get this Bitcoin. I love it. Let's see. FDIC chair, is his turn to get this slapping for the day. FDIC chair, architect of Operation Choke Point 2.0, Martin Grunberg, to resign January 19th. Again, January 19th, people. January 19th is always a day. For those who are new, this is how I've always followed that date and known like about it. First and foremost, my birthday is January 19th. For the majority of my life, it's fallen on either Martin Luther King Day or Martin Luther King Day's weekend. And something I always noticed growing up was just like life was always slow and terrible from about Thanksgiving until after my birthday. Why? Because at least for me growing up, there was no money, right? There was like, oh, we just did Thanksgiving. Oh, we just did Christmas. Oh, we just did New Year. And it's like, sorry about your birthday. But it's not just like from like a family point of view, but it was also just from like schools usually out during that time. It's always cold and it's raining. It's just nothing usually going on as far as business. What I noticed growing up from like Thanksgiving until the weekend after my birthday. Fast forward, I go to the military. I start seeing the same thing. All right. When it comes to vacation, liberty, leave, they're like, hey, y'all better get this out the way. December and January, because after Martin Luther King Day, we are high speed again. Whatever we're doing it. I start seeing that in the military all the time. We're just like, man, like stuff like if we were to get attacked, if it were to happen January 5th, our nation would be in some trouble. Let me tell you, okay? If we were to, if we were to get attacked December 27th, December 28th, I mean, we'll be fine. But listen, that first hit, it will hit us a little bit. It might cut us. It'll be like seeing Superman bleed a little bit. We'll be like, oh, did you just cut me a little bit? Like, I'm going to kick your ass for this, but you cut me, all right? So my point is nothing happens until after Martin Luther King Day in this country. It usually shuts down around Thanksgiving. Sometimes we'll extend it a little bit longer. I think last year and this year, we'll probably extend it again because of COVID and stuff. People are still trying to make money. But normally December, things are going to go slow and shut down. January, first few weeks, things are going to go slow and shut down. It's something I've been saying on this show since I started. And I bring that point up is because now we're seeing this happen in real time where it's like, no, you're right. Mofos are getting out of office on January 19th this year. Martin Grunberg is set to exit as the FDIC chair with Representative Tom Emmer. Shout out to Tom Emmer. He's been doing a lot of work for the crypto community, blasting him as an architect of Operation Choke Point 2.0. Ooh, he said, hey, before you leave, let me kick you on the way out. Martin Grunberg, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which, by the way, the chairman of that, which, by the way, I want to eloquently point out, I'm being funny when I say that, there is no effing reason or way the FDIC chair should have had any say in crypto. Like the FDIC is supposed to be an insurance, right? Isn't that saying, hey, which, by the way, for those who have real money know is not a lot of insurance. They say, hey, we give you up to $250,000 back if something happens to your money in our bank. Well, again, I know for the average person that's great, but for anybody who's done more than 250K, that's kind of fucking dangerous. You're saying if I got a couple mil in your bank, I can only get a quarter of it back, a quarter mil back if something go wrong. That's terrible. But anyway, that's what I thought they were in charge of. So the reason, like when they started drifting over and pivoting over to crypto, which I know the real reason why, to get that government money, to start those task forces, but there was no reason to even be there. You do insurance, go insure some shit. What are you over here talking about crypto for? But this guy is out of here and everyone's pointing fingers. But again, he's the FDIC chair and alleged architect of Operation Choke Point 2.0, has reportedly announced he'll retire on January 19th, a day before Donald Trump is inaugurated as U.S. president. Yeah, even that, January 20th, he's coming in. We waiting to put the president in office. Reuters reported on November 20th that Grunberg, a Democrat, confirmed his departure in a message to FDIC employees saying that he had informed outgoing President Joe Biden of his decision. And you know what? This will be interesting. I know people have been talking about this. I'm all about some American TV. And when I say American TV, I mean politics 2025. Listen, every president we've gotten, we've deserved. Let me say that. Oh, man, I love it. The chickens always come home to roost. We got Bill Clinton and his shenanigans. We deserved it. We got George Bush Jr. and his shenanigans. We deserved it. We got Obama and his shenanigans. We deserved it. We got Trump and his shenanigans. We deserved it. We got Biden and his shenanigans. We deserved it. And now we're getting Trump too. And I'm hoping we get more shenanigans because I enjoy watching things burn when we deserve it. I would be so ecstatic to see him come in and start taking vengeance on everybody who went after him. Like, just literally throw the political process out the way, throwing leadership out the way, and just be like, no, 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 no. I'm going after everybody who came after me. If y'all want to impeach me, I'm going to earn this impeachment. I would love to see it. I would love to. And the reason why is because I think people like this would be in the crosshairs. It was like, no, 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 no. You're not about to like stifle an entire industry and then resign off into the sunset or go work for one of these private companies. No, 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 no. I would love to see him come in and retroactively be like, no, no, FDIC chair, did this have anything to do with your job? Were you doing your job? Hey, Elon Musk, Doge, what is it called? Department of Government Waste or Efficiency. Was the FDIC chair doing his job, or do we have a case? I'm putting cases on all you. All right. It'll be the shoot program, Pelican Bay. All right. I want everybody, all of them. Seriously, I want him to come in and retroactively. No, it ain't no more resigning. There's no more. I was a government politician. I did bad, and now I'm just about to skirt off, and nobody's gonna notice. No, no, no. I'm hoping he come in and start blamming on people, and I hope the FDIC chair is one of the first people to go. Let's see. Republican House of Representatives member Tom Emmer blasted Greenberg on X. Also, I want to just point out how hilarious our political process is going down on X, which is now being owned by a foreigner, essentially. Like, don't get me started on where our country's going right now. This is just too crazy. We got politicians arguing on X in response to the news claiming he was an architect of Operation Choke Point 2.0 and drove the FDIC into the ground, failing to protect his own employees from the toxic work environment that he cultivated. Ooh, way to come after some people. And here's that X tweet here. Dear colleagues, I'm informing the president, blah, blah, blah. I hope to have an opportunity to speak with you. Emmer's comments stems from a May congressional hearing in which Greenberg testified after an investigation said the FDIC under his watch had fostered a culture that exposed staff to sexual assault, harassment, and mistreatment. And this is what I'm talking about. And this was my issue with all the traditional folks, the Pelosi's, the Elizabeth Warrens, and all these people coming out the crypto. And it's like, you haven't protected the traditional market. Let me hold on. Let me. I'm over here thinking I'm on my laptop. I'm scrolling on my folder. You haven't protected traditional markets. You haven't protected your own people in your offices, and you haven't protected Americans yet. Yet they wanted to come over to Bitcoin and crypto only for the money, which we saw, and it worked successfully. Like, they only came here for the money. They're here for the money. The politicians and the regulators are no better than the fucking scammers to me. I try to go without using profanity. They're no better than the scammers to me. They're no better than to try to get rich schemers and all the other stuff. And it's a shame that they're in these positions and they're doing it as well. But they're no better. Why is the FDIC chair dealing with sexual assaults in his office and talking Bitcoin and crypto in the same sentence? Like, I'm done with this story right there. That don't make no sense. I'm done with the story right now. This is over. I mean, I don't even, I guess I'll talk about Operation Choke Point 2.0. For those who don't know, it refers to a rumored and unconfirmed United States government initiative to pressure banks into refusing or limited services to crypto businesses, which may have caused crypto exchanges like Binance to be without a local banking partner after Silvergate and Signature Bank both collapsed in March 2023. Again, he destroyed American companies, American families, and American people. And to be clear, this was supposed to be a U.S. government initiative, which means it was being paid by taxpayers. You do not get to use public money, taxpayer money, do illegal shit, mess up American lives, and then they say, I'm going to resign. Tar and feather. Cold tar. I don't want to hurt nobody, but tar and feather. Molasses and feather. You don't get to skate off like that. I hate seeing this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And then these will be the same people who are either in the government or those who support our politicians and governments who'd be like, oh, maybe the inner city kids just need fathers in the home. Maybe they just need, no. Gun violence not high. Violence in the inner city isn't high. All this bad criminal stuff is not bad until it's bad across the board. We're not going to pick and choose. All right, let me get back to crypto. Y'all about to make me go on a tangent. Let me get back to crypto. We're not going to say, oh, the FDIC chair can do all this illegal shit. Gary Gensler can do all this illegal shit. But those inner city gangs, oh man, no, they destroy the livelihood. Come on, knock it. Stop the virtual signaling. Stop it. Go stop real criminals. Okay, these are real criminals. Go stop the criminals in the suits that you can't touch, like this guy. All right, Smithsonian. Shout out to Smithsonian for those that have been as a museum in Washington D.C. It's actually I think it's one of the biggest in our nation. Definitely one of the greatest. I haven't been in Smithsonian in probably 10 or 15 years, but I have fond memories of going there. And I also remember going back in the day, like I think it was like back in, I want to say 2000 and when was the DC Sniper Day? I almost went one year when a DC Sniper was in. Y'all had that blizzard. It was like 4 or 5 feet of snow hit DC. I want to say like 2008 or something. Was like one of the last times I was there. So it's been a long time since I've been there. But nonetheless, the Smithsonian is in the news. The Smithsonian Institution has obtained a laptop owned by former IRS agent Chris Jankowski, I don't know, that was used to track down the 2016 Bitfinex hacker who stole 120,000 Bitcoin. Really quick, I want to just throw it out there. And this is what I mean by criminal stuff. That's out like, and this story I will assume was probably reported wrong, but this is the this is the whole Trump's getting indicted, but nothing happened with the Hillary emails. For those who don't know, the Hillary emails, she sent emails from secure laptop to her unsecure private personal emails. We talked about that on the show before back in the day. That was very important because even as a military officer, that is like a big no-go that will get you fired and put in prison pretty quickly. Like the first time is a warning. The second time they're hanging you by your private area. So with that being said, I want to point out this story. They're saying that this laptop was owned by former IRS agent Chris Jankowski, whatever. I'm going to assume they meant this is his work laptop, because if they did not, and even if I were the bad guy, I would be back in court right now. What do you mean he used a personal private laptop to track down stolen Bitcoin for the government? And that's not the way government works, people. He should definitely not be doing this on his private laptop. So again, I'm going to assume this is a government laptop. They're just saying that was his personal government laptop that probably was assigned to him, and now is in the Smithsonian. But if that isn't what it is and is reading right, oh man, listen, y'all better release that Bitcoin. That's an illegal search and see. You doing this on a personal MacBook, bro? What? I'm pretty sure it was the government's, but an Internal Revenue Services agent's MacBook Pro that traced and seized 120,000 Bitcoin stolen from the crypto exchange Bitfinex in 2016 is now in the collection of Washington, D.C.'s world-renowned Smithsonian Institution. The laptop is a centerpiece of a criminal case that shows an evolving understanding of cryptocurrency. Ellen Feingold, curator for the National Numismatic Collection, explained. Holy smokes. NNC in a November 18th article for Smithsonian Magazine. Now, I will agree with this. This special agent, Chris Jankowski, he now heads the global investigations at blockchain intelligence firm TRM Labs. Hilarious. This is how it works, folks. You do one or two good jobs. And I mean, hey, shout out to America's private companies. I still get poached to this day by a couple of very big companies because of stuff I've done in the military. They still want me. Listen, my contacts list, my phone book gets me a job anywhere for 6 figures. So I'm not mad at this. This is the way it works. It's just hilarious that it kind of worked out like that. But Jankowski helped discover the keys to the 120,000 Bitcoin stolen from Bitfinex by Elia Lichtenstein, who earlier this month was sentenced to 5 years in jail for the hack. So once again, 5 years for 120,000 Bitcoin. I would take that deal as long as I get to keep some. But what's more important about this is that it's showing the legitimacy of Bitcoin and crypto. A laptop. This is the Monica Lewinsky moment for Bitcoin. It's not even Bitcoin. It's something that touched Bitcoin, right? This is the Monica Lewinsky moment. They're putting a laptop in the Smithsonian Museum, one of the world's most renowned museums, only because it caught a criminal stealing Bitcoin. That is where this market is going to. Like, just to be associated with it, just to, oh, this is the person who did this with the market. Like, that goes in the museum. I think that's incredible to see. I think it's showing the maturation of the market, of the community, and I think it's showing only good things to go. It's one of those things where it's too late to go back now. You didn't put a laptop that because they caught some stolen Bitcoin in the Smithsonian. Oh, we here, baby. Bitcoin reserve currency 2025. We are here. Listen, that dip might actually not come. We might get only a 15 to 20% dip if they're going to be doing things like this. And when you talk super cycle, I mean, we could be talking 140 to 180 to 210 to 220 overnight, people. Oh my God, it's going to get crazy. Because ONG laptops supposed to be trapped. Okay, their laptops will be trapped. That's American leverage your government skills to lucrative contracts and businesses for sure. That leverage is there for those people, so you can't be mad at that. If you're holding a bag of ADA, then I say wait until that pump comes, but there are better platforms. Are we talking about ADA in there? Yeah, Silvergate, it's too early. Where all the Bitcoin ETFs storing their underlying assets. And this is what I mean. This is why it's messed up. Silvergate, I'm not sure they're still in business, but the fact that they're not leading the way of banks is a shame and a slap in the face to the American dream, because it's literally saying like, no. It doesn't matter if you're doing the right thing. You're trying to, do the right thing for the regulators. You're trying to do the right thing morally. You're trying to do the right thing for American citizens. You're trying to do the right thing in a new market. You're trying to start a new business. You're trying to be innovative. You're keeping it here at home. You're keeping it in a high tax state. You remember Silvergate was out of San Diego. And speaking of which, I just drove by Solana Beach the other day. I know Solana Beach got some things going on down there too. A couple of other wallets and crypto projects are down there. I can't think on top of my head, but so it's like you're doing all this in a place, in a state where it's very difficult. You're talking about starting a tech business in San Diego. People, do you know how much money that costs? Just the compliancy, the taxes, the overhead, the building, the people. Like, you're doing all this trying to do it the right way, and the government is just going to get the fucking with you for no reason. All because you're a competitor of another private citizen. So they're going to fuck with you because you're a competitor of another private citizen. And then when they're done fucking with you and they turn you inside out, and they either make you go bankrupt or they shut down your business, then they're going to resign and go work for their friend company that they helped smash you with. This is absolutely insane. Like that has to be like, I'm not going to say a stop, but we got to pump the brakes today. It can't be happening the way it's happening right now. That's the stuff that makes people fall out of love with the American dream and don't believe in the process and say, you know what? We're about to watch it blow today. All right. Like everybody's going to get it today. So it's unfortunate to see that happen. Yeah, it's unfortunate to see how Silvergate got handled. And then again, back to that article, you got the FDIC chairman saying like, all right, now that I've done this damage, guys, and that I probably ran an illegal operation using taxpayer money, I'm going to resign. And put it like this. At what other time, this is how I know this person is actually worried about that, not only their job, but going to jail. At what other time do you see an American in a position as high as that, FDIC chair, SEC chair, any type of chairman of any organization in America, any chairman of any organization? I'm going to go that far. Any chairman, CEO, all these things of any organization in America. When do you see them resign if there isn't any issues? Like very rarely you see a few people who are just like, I'm retiring, I'm done. Like I don't want to work, or a health issue. Like, hey, I'm on my way out. My wife or son or one of them is on their way out. But you don't see them it's almost like being in a game for a long time and you get to the top, you become triple OG. You're like, all right, guys, I'm done. Like that's not the way it usually works. Like it's not the way it's working here either. You're not going to put in all this work, 20, 30 years, get to the top and then say, now that I'm at the precipice and I've done it all, I'm still doing it, I'm going to resign. No. What's going on behind the scenes? Something big is a brewing. He's trying to get up out of there before it gets him. I hope it's too late. I just hope it is too late. Yeah, Saber Save says SD is the most expensive city to live in the U.S. currently. So that's what I'm saying. You got one of the most expensive cities. You're going to start a new American business in America, and not even all of America, literally just a small part of it's going to mess with you, all because of private citizens sick this small part on you like they would a dog. It's unfortunate. Humney said, how did Cali become tech-centered with Cali being so shit financially? That's a good question. I'm over here thinking about it. I don't know. I mean, definitely had to do with Facebook and the billionaires back then just calling this home or already being from here. You got Stanford, of course, has big tech programs. So I think it kind of just happened organically. You get one or two Facebook. Then you get what came after Facebook, like MySpace, Facebook. You get a couple of them, you get two or three. We're talking about billions of dollars, a bunch of people, a bunch of businesses. Next thing you know, this is what it is. Same thing happened in SoCal and San Diego, and then in LA we have Silicon Beach. I think like Instagram, Snapchat's down there and stuff. So Yeah, you just get one or two. They call their friends, more people come. Next thing you know, this is where everybody's at. And then, of course, the towns make their town around it, where they're becoming smart cities and all this other stuff. So, yes, also many military contractors and related industries in California traditionally. Yes, it is a ton. Jake Fever had these hoodies, so check out Jake Fever. Jake, they still asking about these Bitcoin hoodies. All right, last couple of stories. I am going a little bit over, but there's so many stories. This one I got to cover. I scraped the surface, but it has to be covered. This is a very important one. Oh man, I did a Smithsonian. It's supposed to be the last story. Oh well. Very important story right here. California judge rules DAO members liable under partnership laws. People, this just changed the entire industry. This is probably one of the most important stories to come out, I would say, in the last year. Now, one thing I've said time and time again in this space and in every space, similar to Reggie's case and everything, you only need one judge to rule. And that's for anything, people. In any case in America, if you have one judge rule in your favor, it sets precedent, especially if it's something, if it's brand new. If it's brand new, let me be clear. If it's a brand new case, brand new market, brand new things, and a judge rules a certain way, it's going to set precedent. If they rule in your favor, it sets precedent. That's why you had to go through an appeals process and all this stuff. So for DAOs to be new and for no judge to have ruled on the end, said anything, and now a California one comes out and said, hey, this should look like a partnership to me. You know why they did it too. They want that tax money. They want money. It's all about money. It's about money and who they can throw in prison if they don't get the money. But to see them come out like this is setting precedent, people, this is actually like, it's unfortunate. It's going to change the market. And I think it'll be a lot to flip it. It'll take a lot of people. It will take the blockchain foundations and the crypto foundations out there to get this appealed and overturned. And we need to do it ASAP, because I tell you what, if one more state, if one more judge says, I agree that DAO is a partnership, it's over. It is all these DAOs at 200 million here to 400 million here, a couple billion here. Not only is it over for it right now, who's to say, again, you got to remember, these are money hungry people who are looking for promotions. Who's to say you don't have some type of eager regulator or person in position of power says, now that this is what it is, that this is under the partnership laws, we're about to retroactively go after all these companies and projects from 2016 on that did any type of ICO, any type of DAO, any type of anything with a DAO that's getting money. If we didn't get our cut, we're coming. That is what this does. So super scary story to me. Again, I haven't read the story. I just saw the headline. I'm just like, oh, here we go. I thought, we talked about this years ago. I thought these things would happen. These type of precedents would be set, and they're happening now. A16's A16Z, I think I'm saying that right. Crypto's Miles Jennings post on X that the ruling is a huge blow to decentralized governments. Again, I agree. I think it's a huge blow to the industry, and they're doing that intentionally because they don't want anything to be decentralized. How do you make your tax money? How do you make your money? How do you have power over individuals if no one's in control? You can't do it. And here's the thing too, the government better get their head wrapped around this, because while we're propping up Elon Musk and all these other technologists and all these other folks who are big, big techies and everything, robots and AI are coming next. Like, it will come next. And once it does come next, they will also replace judges. I feel like they will replace some of these regulators and politicians. Why? Let's just go ahead and program everything we didn't talk about. Let's program in and let the robot decide. So while they're doing stuff like this, that to get away from decentralization and everything else, and just trying to keep and hold on to as much power as possible, we're already seeing it with Bitcoin, as big as it's getting. Like, their power will continuously get diluted year after year after year after year. And I'm sure they don't care, because they're still doing it. But this is what it's going to be. But the United States federal judge ruled that participants in decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, can be held liable for the actions of other members under state partnership laws. Oh, people. Oh man. I thought I was gonna be sure. I gotta do a couple more minutes on this story. Do you understand how serious this is? Do you not? Oh my goodness. It's going to take a lot of taxpayer money and work for this to happen, but I'm going to tell you what is going to happen. They're only going to go after, maybe not the biggest ones. They're going to go after the ones that are ripe for the picking. If you're a DAO that's ripe for the picking, you got liquidity, cash flow, and they can put their eyes on it. They're going to do essentially hire one of these firms that does, what I'm looking for? Like, essentially like a cybersecurity firm, a blockchain analytics firm They're going to figure out who has some of the bigger wallets in these DAOs, right? They're going to do their due diligence. Who got this? Who got boom, boom, boom? Who got the bigger wallets? They're going to get the pressing the shit out those people. Oh, hey, this project, this DAO, man, it broke about 16 security laws. And we don't know all 15,000 members of the DAO. We know you three. So you three, I guess, pay for the fines. Y'all go talk to y'all people. Y'all figure out what y'all need to do. But here's the invoice. Here's the bill from the government. This is what we want. Oh, and by the way, y'all need to shut down half y'all operating things. Oh, and also we need a backdoor to it as well. But other than that, yeah. So this is what's going to happen. They're holding any member like as accountable as every other member for the entire DAO. They're looking at it as a partnership. Because this is so messed up. This is how they got Charlie Shrum. When they arrested Charlie Shrum, they essentially was like, you're operating a Bitcoin money license transmitter and you don't know where the money went. Everybody's like, you could go to an ATM and pull out money and go buy an illegal weapon or illegal drugs, and you don't know where that came from. Like, you're not stopping banks and ATM operators. And the government essentially was like, yeah, we know, but we're going to stop you. This is happening the same way there. So they're going to say, hey, if a Facebook employee who does, I don't know, who does scheduling or something, I don't know, the lowest level Facebook employee who's a janitor or custodian, if they get in trouble or they do something wrong or Facebook does something wrong, we're going to hold the janitor or custodian to the same amount of scrutiny as we would Mark Zuckerberg, the founder and CEO. That is what this law does. You got to love it, gang. I love this, gang. Y'all don't love this gangster shit in America do? And y'all wonder why the inner cities are like this? Y'all really wonder why the inner cities are like this? America is as gangster as it get, people. Oh, man. On November 18th, Judge Vince Chabria of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California determined that governing bodies behind Lido. Oh, that's why Lido. They want that money, Lido. They've been trying to figure out how to get Lido, and they got it. Behind Lido DAO qualify as partners under California's general partnership laws. As a result, members may not avoid liability for the organization's actions. Here's the next question. I mean, I got to talk about it. We're talking about Lido, multi-millions, billions of dollars. I got to ask, was this done with good faith? Did the judge in an objective manner say, hey, I'm just looking at what's been done, what we consider whatever, and now looking at this organization that was brought in front of me? Or do I got to keep it real? How was Lido brought in front of you, Judge? Out of all the DAOs out there, how was Lido? Ethereum Foundation, Ethereum, all this corporate money. How was Lido brought in front of you? All right, so like I said, so you get Lido. Weird as it is, you just happen to get Lido. Now my next question is, was there any influence? How do you know about DAOs, Judge? How do you know about Lido in general? How do you know about the crypto sector? Who's giving you your information? So again, you got to be real. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars at a minimum here. Was the judge objective and fair and say, oh, this is a partnership, blah, blah, or was it somebody or somebody's in their ear saying, hey, money here, maybe a charity here, maybe something else here, maybe a re-election for somebody else there, maybe an appointment there for somebody. Your kid need to go to this college. I don't know. How deep does it go? All right. So that's my thing with it. Like, come on, people. We're just now figuring out Bitcoin ETFs and ETF options. You think just a random Northern California judge knows all about DAOs and crypto and everything enough to make a ruling on it? No. No, they do not know enough to make a ruling on it. Once again, I'm going to just go back to the fact of how you're a professional judge, the highest of the high already in your land, and DAOs, someone who's in this space is still wrapping my head around DAOs because they're changing every day, every week. They're doing things different. How am I still wrapping my head around it and learning new things about it as they change, but the judge has enough information to make a ruling on it and set precedent? It's good old money grab. I'm not mad. Gang. Listen, I am not mad. You got to love it, but I just got to point out there, Lido DAO partners not immune from lawsuit. The lawsuit stems from a complaint. There we go. That's what I want to see. Who brought it up? By Andrew Samuels, who purchased tokens issued by the Lido DAO. I already know how this is going to start. It sounds like another Dogecoin. Elon Musk and Dogecoin didn't get me paid. I'm going to the government. Oh, they are getting me paid. All right, never mind, government. It looks like that. And again, this is the problem. Investors in this space who don't care about the technology, who don't care about the community, who don't care about the market. They're trying to get rich quick, and they don't get rich quick. They run into mommy and daddy, nanny state government, and the government is like, hey, it ain't us. Y'all can't us. And that's where I'm like, I can't even bad the government in some of these parts because people ran to them. Unfortunately, what we had to figure out is like, I don't know, just because somebody runs to the government, that doesn't mean you just take it up, because there's another side. There's the actual people in crypto. We're people, we're Americans, we're paying taxes. Like, do we need to call them too and say, stop telling these people to run to us? Oh, I forgot, we don't need to call anymore. Why? Because most of Congress and the Senate is now crypto folks. Gotcha. That's the way it works. All right, get back to the story. This Andrew Samuels is complaining. Samuels sued the entity to recover losses that he incurred. What did I say? People, I didn't even see this story yet. Can we find out who Andrew Samuels is in real life and just troll and spam the shit out this person? Like, again, one human didn't get their money back because they don't know what they are doing in this space, and they got a judgment and pass that sets precedent for the entire industry, worth billions of dollars. One person who does not know what they're doing, who came late to the party, who tried to get rich quick, who lost out on their money, is mad. So they went to the government to get a judgment across the entire industry that negatively affects the entire industry. Fucking wow. If that's not American, I don't know what it is. Shout out to actual Andrew Samuels for being an American. What's that? Only caring about yourself. Literally only caring about you. Way to be an American. This is amazing today. When you really like to say this out loud, this is amazing. The investor sued the entity to recover losses that he incurred. Samuels alleged that the tokens were unregistered securities. There you go. Oh my God. They were unregistered securities, arguing that Lido DAO should have registered them with the US SEC. So, and this is my thing too. Fine. If we're going to play it like that, arrest his ass and put him in prison because you knowingly committed a crime. You knowingly committed a crime to make money. And now that you didn't make the money, you call it like, oh my, this is why people are looking at our country like this. This is the shit. This stuff is bleeding in California too. I call it poking the bear. There's so many of these people who poke the bear in California. They'll talk smack to you. They'll yell at you, call you out your name. You can't touch them though. If you touch them, they'll definitely go to the police. Let me tell you, you cannot touch them. But they just poke the bear. Oh my goodness, this is just it makes me sick to my stomach. Samuels contends that because Lido DAO never registered with the securities, it is liable for his losses under Section 12A1 of the securities. And again, and this is how it gets in front of the judge. Because now this one guy saying, I lost my money because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm mad at this people over here who didn't do anything but offer me a chance to invest. And since I can't do anything, I'm going to quote, they weren't playing by the rules to begin with. I'm going to quote this old securities law, even though it might not be a securities. I'm going to quote. Now the judge has to do something. So that answered my question as far as how it became in front of him. Now the judge you got my hands tied. Now you got me. You trying to sue him? It came to my court. I mean, and you know what? They're right. Now I actually see the judge. The third option. Maybe they were being objective, and maybe they weren't, being swayed. But maybe they were actually uninformed and they just had to make a decision. And they was like, wait, what? This is what? Partnership. Wow. I hope you're happy, Andrew Samuels. Can somebody find out who this person is? Like, we got to troll this person. I've never wanted to troll somebody so bad. The court ruled that Samuels adequately alleged that Lido DAO and its identifiable partners could not claim immunity. According to the filing, the judge determined that Lido DAO qualifies as a general partnership under California law, holding partners accountable. And again, this now sets precedence for the entire effing industry for every other DAO. Thank you, Andrew Samuels. Samuels argued that 4 large institutional investors in Lido, he just telling everybody, Paradigm Operations, Andreessen Horowitz, there was Dragonfly Digital Management, and don't forget there was Robot Ventures. They were there too. They acted as Lido DAO partners and should be liable. This is nothing more than the good old-fashioned American money grab by a pansy, by a less than a man. Go out there and earn it. But instead, you're looking at all these other people who are partnered and who have them. I see it. I get what happened. They probably told the judge, hey, judge, listen, before you say no, Andreessen Horowitz is a partner, right? That's what I'm saying, man. I know you just thought it was me. You thought it was just King and the Warriors. No, no, man. They got BlackRock. They got A16. They got all types of big stuff, Judge. Yeah, it's a lot of money for us all, baby. It's a lot of money for us all, baby. We all can eat. This is crazy. I didn't know I was gonna spend this much time in this story. I'm so mad. I saw the headline. I knew I was gonna talk about it, but I know I was gonna spend this much time. In response, the four entities involved filed motions to dismiss the case. However, only one was granted. The court filing stated the upshot is that the motion to dismiss filed by Robot Ventures is granted because Samuels has not adequately alleged that Robot Ventures is a member of the Lido General Partnership. All other motions to dismiss are denied. So this is what this actually means. I love giving y'all the analysis. What that actually means, that whole motion to dismiss Robot Ventures is granted because he didn't say they were an actual partner. No. What happened was the judge and Samuels and everyone else put Robot Ventures into Google and saw it wasn't enough money to take. It's like, wait, where's our time? Y'all just too broke, baby. That's all it is. Andreas and Horowitz, you definitely a partner. Whether you're a partner or not, you're a partner. Who else is on there? Paradigm Operations. Oh, you're a partner. Dragonfly Digital Management. Oh, yeah. I know you got a couple of mil. You're a partner. Robots. That don't sound like no money to me. That's all that happened there. It was no money to be got. This is the story. I can't believe this. Everyone, find Andrew Samuels today. Give him a thumbs down. Tell him thanks for shitting on our industry. I mean, one person. That's kind of crazy that can happen like that. Like, in one way, it's a good thing because it does show the American, like, the political and legislative process works, right? You have a complaint, you can take it to the court process and stuff. I would argue, how much did the judge know about DAOs to even make this type of ruling? That would be something I would come back with. B, I think the companies pushing back to get it dismissed made the wrong move. Listen, I'm trying not, like, am I really that good? Maybe I am that good. Who is working for these companies advising them? I would have never advised them to get the case dismissed. No, we about to countersue. We about to countersue, defamation. We about to go after the courts. We're going after the judge. No. If I have a multi-million-dollar company, hundreds of $1 million, there ain't no laying down. There ain't no dismissals. It's you swing on me, I'm swinging back every time. You swing on me once, I'm swinging back 3 times. And I'm going to try to stump you out until it's over with, okay? Like, there will not be anything fair. It won't be friendly. And that's what's been going on in this industry. We saw it since the beginning. Coinbase, the Binance, everybody kept trying to play friendly, kept trying to play fair, and they kept getting slapped around even more. You're seeing this now with this DAO. They was like, hey, we just want this case dismissed. And the judge was like, no. What? You guys got like $400 million at least. No, there's no dismissals going on. They should have said, you know what? Dismiss or not, if we hear about this case another 2 weeks, we coming after everybody involved. We are legally coming after everyone involved. We're going to make sure your days and times are being spit. This Samuels guy, oh, man, he would never have a free day. I'll have him in court every day for the next 3 years. You will have to countersue to sue me to get your earnings back because you don't got time to work no more. I would have him in court every day for the next 3 years. We just need a signature on the document today. Tomorrow, hey, we need a picture for something. Next day, we had to see his license in person. How do we know it's his? Every day he'd be in court. All right. Weak ass companies with weak ass people behind them. All right. What else we got going on? Last couple of stories. Yeah, I'm coming at the judge too. I'm going at the judge. Hey, the judge better not be doing nothing dirty. Okay. He can get it too. I want that interest. I want my get back plus interest. Sit low key. Oh man, something wrong with y'all, man. I'm not even going there. All right. Last couple of quick stories. Logan Paul's in the news again. I mean, look, it is what it is. People still investing and following him. It is what it is. Logan Paul still doing crypto scams. All right, that's basically what it is, allegedly. A BBC probe uncovered alleged links between Logan Paul, undisclosed cryptocurrency wallet trades, sparking new controversy. I mean, come on, people. He like publicly already like rug pull people. You think, yeah. Here's the thing, people like him, these are the scammers in the industry. Like literally the next story is going to have a person's face that looks familiar. Like not even in the industry of crypto. These are the scammers in America, man. Like, and I don't blame them. I mean, listen, it's almost like I think before Trump ran for president before, this was years ago when he was like, I think what was the saying was like he'll be a Republican or something because like he know dumb people will vote for him. He said something where he was like he knows there are enough dumb Americans to vote for him, and then he came out and did it. Like this to me is that like I know people like Logan Paul. You know, I haven't met him personally, but from what I can gather publicly, I've met people like that, and you all are like food to them. Like they don't care. They're looking at you as marks, like easy marks for the most part. So to me, these accusations and allegations just continue on that cycle of what we've already seen from him and his camp and some of the things they're doing. I mean, look, his brother fighting 60-year-olds. All right, this is what they do. You can't even be mad at them. But what was funny about this story, at least I thought, and what was very interesting was that they were actually trolling BBC. Like you talk about not being able to read the room. This is the same to me as P. Diddy's son trolling the federal government, talking about y'all got the wrong house and y'all raided us. It's like, oh, you think people playing? Him and his camp trolling BBC, you think they're playing. You think they're just a news organization, huh? BBC World News everywhere. No people everywhere. You think they playing. All right. All right. So you like to troll their reporters, huh? Okay. Just keep following them. I wouldn't be surprised if BBC did like a 3-hour long expose one day. Like, oh, let me tell y'all where all the hidden money going. Hey, IRS, did you know he ain't paid taxes here? Like, I would not be surprised to see them get their get back one day as well. But this is Logan Paul. We're talking about BBC. Social media influencer Logan Paul is facing accusations of profiting from crypto promotions while disclosing his financial interests, according to BBC. To a BBC investigation. And shout out to BBC. I actually worked with them back in the day too. Did some stories with them when I was in the military and deployment. Great team as well. Great resources there. The accusations link Paul to questionable crypto trades and ethical concerns and center on his endorsements of high-risk tokens like Elon Gate and Ink Doink, including his failed non-fungible token project, Crypto Zoo. A BBC report stated that efforts to interview Paul, this is the funny part, were derailed by unusual stunts, including the appearance of a lookalike in Paul's place in a staged protest. Paul's team said they didn't do nothing wrong. They're pushing back, but the BBC investigation allegedly unearthed evidence linking Paul to an anonymous crypto wallet through transactions linking to the influencer's public wallet. See, like I said, and this is what a news station was able to do. So now saying that all DAOs are partnerships. Imagine what the FBI is going to do. Like imagine what the IRS is going to do to a DAO. BBC News was able to do this to an influencer. The federal government to a DAO is what? If you got big money in a DAO, get out today and stay out. The anonymous wallet reportedly purchased tokens before Paul promoted them to his 23 million YouTube followers and followed a sell-off at a profit after the price spiked. Like I said, he sees his own followers and supporters as marks. Like, and this is the same part about it. How do you have 23 million followers and you need to pump and dump them? Bro, sell a pet rock for $1. That's 23 million in a day. Bro is pumping and dumping. Like, woo, man, greed is definitely a sin, man. That gluttony is crazy. The BBC report highlights an instance where Paul endorsed meme coin Elon Gate in 2021 after anonymous wallet allegedly bought $160,000 of the token, making a reported $120,000 in profit after selling his holdings at the endorsement. I will say, honestly, I think it's some of it is a lot of this probably has to do with just the cool factor. Like, you got to remember, these guys are like, I want to say they criminal adjacent. They're like, they're gangster adjacent. And what I mean is like, they really want to be the tough guys and gangsters, right? But that requires you going all out. And I've seen them in public, some stunts. It's like, you ain't going on. Like, bro, you ain't about to poke nobody up or blame them over your issues. So like, stop the nonsense. All right. And the reason why I say that is because like them doing the pump and dumps and stuff where they clearly don't need the money or seemingly don't need the money. I think that's just about like that feeling like, oh yeah, man, we scamming people. Like, yeah, we're criminals. Like, yeah, we're gangsters, man. Like, I feel like that's really what it is because there's literally no other reason. There's not a financial reason. Like, I really think they watched a bunch of Wolf of Wall Street with their friends. Everybody got drunk, popped some pills. It was like, hey, we about to pump and dump our community. We about to like, yeah, bro. Yeah. I really think it's more like a bro fest. And I think, you know, this is, yeah, we're cool, man. We're kind of, yeah, we're gangster, man. Yeah, we're stealing. Yeah, this is illegal money. Yeah, we had to pay no taxes on it. I think that's the vibe I'm kind of getting from this camp and what they're doing when they're making moves like this, because you have 23 million subs and you're pumping, dumping them. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you're gonna do it, be a real one. That's all I'm saying. Mike, hey, they said McAfee was pumping and dumping too, but that was a real gangster. He was on a run on a boat. He had guns and everything. He was ready to go down to the wire, and then they put him in prison like a real gangster. And he died in prison allegedly, like a real gangster. So it's like, don't halfway G it out now. If you're gonna do it, pause. Go out there and do it now. You know what I'm saying? Do it all the way. I like to see my gangsters be gangsters. But last but not least, this story where it got crazy. The BBC's attempts to interview Paul about the allegations. Let me blow this up. Reportedly took a bizarre turn when a lookalike was sent to an influencer's place at the gym in Puerto Rico, which he co-owns with his brother. After sending Paul a list of allegations the news outlet wanted responses to, the team noticed a suspicious member of Paul's cameras pointing at them when visiting the gym. Allegedly, after the BBC team asked if the real Logan Paul would be coming, a group of people appeared with banners shouting that the BBC were pedophiles. We have flown all that way just to be trolled. So again, shout out to Logan Paul and his team for what you are good at. Like those, like again, this is he is California. Matter of fact, this is my point. He is California. He is California. Fucking with people, fucking with people, fucking with people. And what if BBC would have decided to slap one of y'all for wasting their time? All of a sudden, it'd be like, it would have been a big deal. It would have been battery. It would have been lawsuits and jail and all this other stuff. They are the poker of the bears. I'm not mad at them, though. Trolling is a business these days. It definitely is a thing. And they successfully troll BBC. Now, again, I would say I would be very interested to see what happens next, because I think you're crazy to troll a world news organization like BBC, which actually stays pretty objective. They do some weird stories. They do, they got the celebrity stories now. Everybody's like, why is this world news? But for the most part, I would say BBC does a good job of trying to stay objective, and they've been around. They will be around. So in my point of view, that's saying Logan Paul, especially that, you're big, you're newsworthy, he can never mess up again. If he ever does anything, like, especially if it's illegal, oh boy, like I said, BBC about to put 30 reporters on it. Get as many as reporters as you can. We're going to let the world know you don't troll our reporters. We'll see what happens, but hilarious. That was pretty funny that they staged this protest and talking about BBC or the PDFs and all this other stuff. Kind of crazy, man. Crazy. Never heard of BBC getting trolled. All right, what else we got? I'm gonna look at a few comments before I get to this last story. They need to listen to them boys. Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. You already know it. Free Lil Durk heard he's about to buy NBC. Hilarious. I think he will go free, honestly. I mean, look, hey, unless they got him on a wire. Like I said, California, different people. I've been out here now. I get what they mean by the culture. If you got money and you got lawyers, like Nipsey says, only a case. That's what I'm saying. If you're a real one, be all the way real. It's only a case. All right. Maybe you go sit down a little bit. Hey, even if you sit down for a lot of it, man, there's always new appeals coming. You'll be all right. Let's see what else we got going on. Yes, it was a scripted draw. The Mike fight. I didn't even watch it. I already knew it was going to be a scripted draw. What else we had going on? BBC probably found Zach XBTC old tweets about Jake Paul previous scams. I wouldn't doubt it. They probably found some old stuff and was like, we see a story we can run with, try to go for it. All markets rise till 4 p.m. NVDA announcement, then brief tank. Navita, is that what you're talking about, or a different one? Let's see. BBC been in the game since World War II. Jake Fever, you are hilarious. What's wrong with some of y'all? 95K look like we on an all-time high. Again, I love it. All right, last story. I want to cover this last story. Just as wild as the rest of the ones today. I mean, today's had some wild stories, people. It's gonna be some great movies coming out from crypto. Savvy meme coin trader makes $988,000 in 3 hours despite rug pull. Now, that is the story headline, and I can get into it. But to me, that's not the real story. So there was a rug that, actually, let me get into it real quick. Blah, 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 blah. Savvy trader made over a 2,100-fold return on investment in just 3 hours, despite trading a scam token that turned out to be a rug pull. That's definitely possible. When I think it was Iron and Titan, I got super greedy, but within, like, I would say 30 minutes to an hour, I had made like a ridiculous amount of money. like a ridiculous amount. But I did get greedy. I lost it all too. I lost it all by waiting another like 30 minutes. It was only good for an hour and a half. That rug got pulled. But for the first hour, it was like, oh, I got too greedy. It happens. But my point is like that can't happen in this space. You throw 10, 20, 30K, 50K or something. If you know it's about to be a live action meme coin or a live action pump and dumper scam, and you ride that mofo up a little bit, like I said, you can come back with some crazy numbers in a quick amount of time if you can pull it out, right? The whole thing is like it's rarely liquid. But if you can get that bad boy liquid, it can happen. But it looks like a meme coin trader netted nearly $1 million worth of profit in just 3 hours from initial investment of only 2 Solana tokens worth around $460. That's right. The guy made $988,000 with only 2 Solana in just 3 hours, a 2,141 time return. He spent $462 to buy the quant and sold his quant for 27,000 Solana or $27,000 worth of Solana. Oh my goodness. Leaving $962,000 of quant. Now, the trader was dealing in the newly created Gen Z Quant meme coin, a token created through Solana's meme coin launchpad, Pump.fund, which subsequently turned out to be a fraudulent cryptocurrency. Now, this is why I want to cover the story, because we're about to get more judgments, more precedents, and more punishments very soon, because holy smokes. Hey, them YNs, them YNs, for those who don't know, them YNs, them young, as I tell people here out west, and it's crazy. So I was actually talking to this black woman about this. She was basically saying the N-word was only reserved for black people. I was like, what? Why would you want that? Like, you really trying to argue we need to hold on to this word only for us? No, people. If you come to California, I can tell you now, you're going to get used to it. There's some Mexican N-words, there's white N-words, there's Asian N-words, and there's black N-words, everywhere, and Arabic ones. Michigan already know it. We got them Chaldean N-words in Michigan. And they are who they are too. It's not only black people who act like N's, it's all type of people who are N's. And the reason why I say this about these YNs, because this little YN on this story has lost his mofo mind. I got to talk about this. This is crazy. Let me find it. The Quant meme coin was created on November 20th by wallet FI2H. The fraudulent token and subsequent rug pull was orchestrated by a teenager. This is where I'm saying these YNs is losing their mind. The teenager who live streamed as he sold all his tokens, Look on Chain wrote on November 20th X post. Yes. And he got his picture here too, just in case y'all think I'm lying. A teenager, a kid created a coin quant while live streaming and sold all of it for 128 Solana, 30K, making a profit of 29.6K. So the kid made 30K and the other person made $1 million. The 51 million quant he sold is now worth $4 million. He then created Lucy and Sorry, selling all of them for another profit of $24,000. And here's the little YN right here. Here's a little Y. He looked bad as shit too. Look, dark circles on his eyes. He a crypto trader already. Them dark circles, he ain't getting no sleep. Little badass YN right here. It don't get no worse than this. Now, serious note, the reason why I'm bringing this up and I'm talking about this little badass YN is because, as I said, it's about to get real. First of all, how is the American government going to handle securities fraud and everything else, all the securities violations? And we asked this before when they were doing the ICO thing. It's like, all right, well, what are you going to do when a 15-year-old does an ICO, makes $100 million? Are you going to lock him up in prison too? Because this is the question now. Like, we're here. I said this years ago, and we are here. What are you going to do when a teenager, when 15-year-old, 14-year-old, 13-year-old, 16, when they start the shenanigans? Because again, there's no barrier to entry. As much as the government hates it, as much as they're trying to say, well, you need an ID for this, or you need to be old enough for this, you need to, no, not in crypto. You got the internet, you got a phone, let's get lit. This is now happening. So my first question is, what is the government going to do about the teenagers? And I say, do you do with the rest of the YNs? Try them as a motherfucking adult. You want to play adult games? You want to break adult crimes? Try them as an adult. Put them on a level 4 with the rest of these animals, these thugs, these turds. I want him on the level 4 with the rest of them right now. Okay. These are just real damage this kid's causing right now. So that's the first thing I would say is like, how are you going to punish these kids? Second, they're so wild. They're actually doing this live and showing their faces. Like he did it live and DJs unite. Baby kids. My man's did it live and showed his face after, like, again, literally breaking a for real law in in front of the world. So my thing is, look, this is an interesting story. I don't know where this is going to go. It has to go somewhere because you are actually doing rug pulls. You are scamming and scheming. Everyone else who's kind of been pointed out for this has come under duress, whether it's from a company or an actual government agency. So again, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Despite the teenagers' efforts to rug the investors and make away with liquidity, the meme coin continued to rally. And it also shows the ridiculousness of this space to how and why could a meme coin created by a teenager even get this type of liquidity and capital to begin with? Like, it is like, how is a teenager even getting this? I actually want to look up this teen. Somebody look it up if you can. I'll look it up as well. Did he already have a following? Is the kid already popular? Like, how do you get this much going already? This is, like I said, we might be at a local top. The dip might be coming when you see stories like this. But yeah, I just want to show you all the face of what a criminal in America looks like. This is it right here. Them deep, dark circles. My boy is on his way to becoming a menace. And what makes this even worse is as long as he keeps some of that capital, he can pay his way out of trouble. And I can guarantee you one of these companies are going to hire him in 2 or 3 years. And by year 5, you're going to have Mr. Wonderful on CNBC saying the kid's just a genius. I mean, he's always been in crypto. You know that, right? These young is out of control. That's what I'm saying. That kid's a real gangster. Now that's a gangster. That's a gangster. I know what I'm doing wrong. I ain't hiding. In fact, hey, put me on live, baby. Hey, little young boy went on live with it. I'm not mad at him. All right. That was the show for the day. Make sure you smash that like and share. I'm looking at the last couple of comments. 5252 crypto BTC. Thank you for the tip. Said hippo character with the pink hat flips it backwards and raises his thumb in the air. You already, was that the little what's called the meme? Appreciate it. You already know. So does he fall under that DAO ruling? LOL, gonna get some RICO laws on him. I'm serious, people. Like, and honestly, I'm with you. Amo Grows really quick said they can't do shit except give them a job. What would you do with a teenager who knows how to hack America right now? Who knows how to scam America? I actually agree with that. It's like, technically, to commit a crime, you should go to jail and everything like you would anybody else. I want, hey, treat that YN like you would any other YN for a crime of this magnitude. But on the flip side, it's like, man, this kid is actually pretty smart and has a lot of potential professionally, but he's already shown to go down the wrong route. So treat him like the rest of them thugs, lock them up, smash his like and share, and I'll see you all tomorrow with some more news. They said, did you see him grab his junk weighing in? I'm not even, y'all talking about Mike Tyson.